Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to the Lady Walker Show. I am Lady Walker, and beloved, we have a fantabulous show in store for you. And by the way, this is part two. Part two. Did a first show, part one, with my guest tonight, Salathiel Perez, and he is here for the second time. And once again, it's a pleasure to be in your company. Now, of course, Perez, beloved, he has on the same uniform, or should I say the outfit, and that is because he didn't know that it was going to be a part two. Neither did I. I didn't know that either, but there was some stuff that I wanted to expound upon that we didn't get a chance to do in part one. So he was kind enough, as well as he and his wife, Joyce, were able to stick around so we can do part two, because as I said, there were some things that we didn't expatiate upon that I wanted to expound upon. So hopefully we'll get a chance to expatiate on it during this segment, or should I say during this episode, part two. Okie dokie, Salathiel Perez.
Yes.
Now, on part one, you left off reciting one of your poems, but off the top, let's talk about, just in case someone would like to purchase your book, you don't have to get a price or anything, and you have a website. Let's get this right up front, off the bat.
Okay.
Where can your book be purchased? Your book, Crying Out to My People. And I didn't say at the beginning that you are an author, of course, a poet, a motivational speaker, and a spoken word artist, and a few other things. But anyway, let's talk about where, if anybody in the audience, or if they are interested in purchasing this book, where can they go to?
You can go, it can be purchased on Kindle, at Amazon.com, and CreateSpace. However, the book is, I published the book under a pseudonym using Salathiel Curry, which is Salathiel Curry, Curry. I have a Facebook under the exact same name, Facebook page and Twitter account. You can hit me up on either one of them. You can get the book directly from me, or you can get it from Amazon or CreateSpace. Again,
and then you also have a website as well, right?
On
can
Wix.
They get it on the website?
Yes, ma'am. And you can go to the website, and the website has a link that sends you straight to Amazon. So.
And the website is www.
Wix, and Salathiel Curry on Wix.com.
Oh, okay then. All right. Well, that should be somewhere out in the breaks. And for those who probably didn't tune in to the part one, let's bring them up to date. This book is about, what is this book about?
The book is about just my life travels, the things I've learned over my life. It's a collection of poems that would stand in place as my testimony, and it's a reflection of my cries. Actually, the reason why I named the book "Crying Out to My People" is because, and the subtitle is "Blood is Life." In the Bible, it tells you that the life is in the blood. So, which is why, you know, during like Passover, you know, or what we call, quote unquote, today, or during what we call communion, they give you the wine, and it represents the blood, and the bread represents the body. The blood is your life. That's just saying your journey, your life, the things that you've taken on. And in this picture, it's a depiction of a young male crying out blood.
And let me hold it up.
And individuals are down there with their cups catching it. And I believe that as men in our communities, we should allow our lives to be bled out to the people. I believe that our lives is supposed to be example. We're supposed to be an example. And the things that we pay for, there's no need for the people that come behind us to pay for.
Right.
Example, we shouldn't have to march no more for the same things that Martin Luther King marched for. He marched so that I don't have to march.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now I could do something else. I could take on another fight. There's no reason for us to be fighting the same fight over and over and over again. And I'm saying that my prison stay was a prison stay for me and the people connected to me. So, meaning the people that I come in contact with, whether it's through this television program, through the many different venues I go speak at, or the churches, the schools, or whatever, what have you. And
yeah, because we didn't talk about some, in the last show, part 1, we didn't talk about some of the venues where you go and you speak.
Right.
So you use the churches, schools?
Anywhere, I go anywhere. If it's somebody that needs to hear me, I'm willing to come.
Oh, okay.
To be heard. I can give a number where they can contact me if
okay,
if
we'll
need be.
do that. Now, do you go into prisons now and speak?
I'm currently unable to go into prison.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
okay.
But after I've completed I have 3 years parole.
Okay.
So after I've completed my parole, that's my very first.
Okay. Now, for those, once again, who are just not tuning in for the first time, when you say you're not currently able to do that after you get off parole, let's go back then from you at the age of 16, yes. You ended up incarcerated.
Correct.
And you were sentenced to 40 years.
Correct.
But
served 20.
You served 20. Now, we didn't talk about what led you to be incarcerated the first time anyway. We didn't talk about that because I didn't know if you wanted to do that, and you told me it's okay.
Oh, it's
so since it's okay for me to ask you what led to you to be incarcerated at the age of 16.
Well, as I stated, I was a part of a gang selling drugs. I went to a party one night, and well, at the party, an argument took place. I left. One thing led to another. I ended up getting convicted for giving someone a gun, encouraging him to shoot somebody.
Oh, okay.
So they charged me with accountability to first-degree murder. And the individual got the gun from me and shot and killed a young guy. So actually a brother. So another young brother that's from our community. Mm-hmm. And
well, before you go and especially up on that, we are going to take a break. You know, the break comes by pretty quick.
That's all right.
And we're gonna let you. We're gonna come back and let you continue along what you were getting ready to say.
All right.
All right, beloved. We will be right back.
Lady Walker Show.
Welcome back, beloved. My guest is Salathiel Perez. Now, I am going to let you continue if you can recall where you were going, because the question was, at the age of 16, how do you become incarcerated? Okay. And you did answer that. You gave someone
a gun, and he killed someone.
Okay, he killed someone.
Right.
Okay.
And sometimes it leaves you in a position where you wonder who did you destroy? You know.
Right.
Was it the next Malcolm? Was it the next Obama? Was it the next Martin? Was it the next Marcus Garvey? And I think those are questions we need to start asking ourselves before we be so quick to take a brother's life.
You're right, be so quick. Because, nowadays it happens all the time where someone's life is taken in an instant. Even you think about innocent people, innocent bystanders, where a bullet hit them and they were nowhere a part of, whatever the confrontation between the two people.
That's right.
And you're right, you think about, did I partake in destroying anybody's life who could have been the next this and the next that? And so after serving 20 years, you got out, but while you were incarcerated, you had a life change there.
I did. I realized that I was somebody. I realized that I didn't want to die and have somebody standing up lying about who I was. And I just had to make the decision on whether or not I was going to continue to be the 16-year-old child that went to prison, or if I was going to be the man that I supposed to been
to begin with,
supposed to be to begin with. And I received my GED while incarcerated.
Oh, okay.
So I went back. I went to college because they offer a college program. I went to Lakeland College, and I started taking like different classes.
So they offered that in prison.
Correct.
And not everybody probably partake in it.
Not everybody. Not everyone. I mean.
So in a way, you can be reformed in a way.
If you want to. It's you. It's you. The system not designed to reform you.
Oh, okay.
The system is designed to do exactly what it's called. Anywhere you go, it say MDOC, Mississippi Department of Correction, which is not, that is just a department of holding.
Okay,
That's
gotcha.
it. The only thing they're really responsible for is holding you. They're not in the job, and they're not in the business of rehabilitating.
Oh, okay.
So a person has to rehabilitate themselves. And we complain about, even like you have society, well, he in there living better than me. You got to keep in mind that this man coming home.
Right.
And you got to decide whether you want an uneducated man coming to your neighborhood, or you want an educated man coming to your neighborhood. If you decide that you don't want to be your tax dollars to pay for his education, then don't complain on what you get back up out of that then. While I was incarcerated, I got in, like I said, I took part in college. I had a 4.0 GPA. I ended up leaving with a 3.93, 3.95
Yes.
GPA. I got like 80 some college credits. I got a certificate in construction, certificate in custodial maintenance, certificate in commercial cooking. I have my first responder certificate, license. I have, I got it.
But you put yourself in a position to get those things.
Correct.
Because I'm pretty sure not everybody take advantage.
Not everybody takes advantage.
Of that which is offered them while they are incarcerated.
Correct. Because there's other stuff to do, like play cards.
Oh, okay, play cards all day. Okay.
Go to the gym, go to the yard.
Okay.
And some people choose to do that. Watch TV.
But and I off camera, I did say, why is it that some people go to jail, get out, and go back in, and their whole life seem to be perpetuating getting out, going in, getting out, going in, perpetuation of that. And what is your theory on why that happens?
They don't see no value in themselves. Because see, let me tell you this. If you leave right now, you lose something. If they take you right now and put you in jail, first, the people, your audience lose the host of this show.
Right.
I don't know if you have any children, grandchildren, or nieces, nephews. They lose their aunt, their mother. They lose this people. You lose your house. You lose your car. And if a person don't have nothing to lose, they don't mind going to jail.
Okay.
Because they're not losing anything.
Right.
If you don't have some type of value on yourself, see, you got to see yourself as being above certain things. I'm above selling drugs. I'm above gangbanging. I'm above destroying my brother. I'm above degrading and destroying my sister. I'm above that.
But as you said during the first show, it took you being conscious.
It took me being conscious. And people get conscious and conscious mixed up. Meaning alert, like far as being able to see, and then mentally alert. And you have to be conscious to be conscious, meaning you have to be actually eyes open to have this eye open. And sometimes we don't open up. We choose to just walk around like zombies with our eyes, our physical eyes open, and not our mind. So when people start telling us to open our mind, we don't see it as real. So we could say, I don't know if I'm allowed to say like we can use certain words towards each other. And I always tell people that if I walk up to an individual and say that, man, they just killed this 12-year-old N-word around the corner, people like straight up, and then they go back to doing what they're doing. But if I walk up to you and say, man, they just killed this little 12-year-old brother around there, you be like, what? Because you connect to that. See, I can't connect and relate to no N-word.
Gotcha.
You know, and we numb ourselves by using it. We don't realize we numbing ourselves, but we do.
But you know, I have heard some blacks say they use it as a term of endearment.
That's foolishness.
I know, exactly. But you don't want anybody else of another race calling you that.
Right. Or you will let them call you that because you don't see no value in yourself. See, if you see some value in yourself, that's just like me telling a woman, look, you a poor, or let's not even use a woman. Let's use a man. If I could go call this same man a deadbeat daddy, he'd not get offended.
Oh, he'll get offended, won't he?
No. Why?
Well, if he's deadbeat.
Yeah, why? You could be like, man, you a deadbeat dad, he don't care. But you call him a BIT, you know.
Oh, okay.
Now he's mad.
Yeah,
oh man, I just called you a deadbeat dad. You ain't mad about that? You ain't offended by that?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But the N word, yeah, I don't like that word either.
Right, because we don't.
To me, it's not a term of endearment to me personally.
It can't be. It's impossible. If I call you trash, I don't care what I say. No, so when I walk up to society, then trash. Oh, well, no, that's my way of saying you my brother or you my sister. Nobody's gonna respect that.
Exactly. Now we got a break coming up. Probably we got less than 30 seconds. But before we even get into what my next question is, what advice would you give younger males, you know, about abstaining or trying not to get into gangs, you know, early on, or really at no point in time, because really it can mess up your life. But before you go and you talk anything about that, we are going to take another break.
All right.
And beloved, we'll be right back. Tonight's guest is Salitio Perez, author of Crying Out to My People. For more information on book purchase, speaking engagement, and more, call 662-388-0674 or visit www.salithiacurry.wix.com or Facebook or Twitter at Salithia Curry. Welcome back, beloved. Okay, this is part two. Now, Salatio has on the same uniform, or should I say the same attire. I had a change, but I have the same gray shoes. But because we didn't know that there was going to be a part two, so he was gracious enough, along with his wonderful, marvelous wife, Joyce, to stick around and do part two. Now, we are going to talk about something that we talked about on break during the first show, the gang thing. When people say gang, immediately the poster child become a black male.
Right.
When you say gang, and we were talking about that there are more than just black gangs out there.
Everybody.
There are other races.
1,000. Man, every nationality has a gang, has a number of gangs.
Uh-huh.
I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, you know, you can call them what you want.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, they're a gang. The Klan, a gang.
The Klan, exactly.
That's a gang. So,
what was it, skinhead or whatever?
Skinhead's gang.
Uh-huh.
North Side of gang.
But they are not black. They are not of the black race. They
right.
are of the
of Caucasian.
Caucasian race.
So, and they're a gang. So of course, you know, we the face of AIDS, we the face of drugs,
face of
we
everything,
the face of everything negative, and we at the top of every negative list and at the bottom of every positive list.
Isn't that something?
And
we know that's some misleading going on
it's
there.
A lie.
You know, TV, any form of media can be a very powerful outlet.
That's right.
And of course, we know TV is every bit. And if you put black faces out there all the time and say, you know, this is the crime that's going on here and this is a black face, everybody all over the world who may be tuning in gonna think that black people, young black male, are just turn up,
right? You
know, the nation, so to speak.
They will have you believe that black people don't want to work, but we got all the minimum wage jobs.
I know.
It's more minimum wage jobs.
They will have you to believe that black women who got kids and the daddy isn't present in their lives,
Right.
they would have you think that all black women are on welfare.
Right.
And we know that isn't true.
Go to McDonald's, go to the hotels, go to all these different places, you're gonna find it to be a lot.
Exactly. But yet we know this, but what they portray on TV, you'll
Exactly.
believe that to be true. But everything they show on TV, we know it's not true.
We are the only race. I challenge anybody. Go on TV and find the statistics about another race. They don't give statistics.
Right,
on
with the
other
black
races.
race, you got statistics, this black race, that. And again, as you said, everything is negative.
Everything. 1 in 5 black women are liable to have HIV. Every new case of HIV is this, and every new this, every that. But tell me, blacks are more susceptible to this disease, but you never hear a disease that
high blood pressure or hypertension,
everything,
diabetes, all of that. There are other races who have it as well.
Exactly.
But why you not broadcasting that?
Or tell me how many. My thing is, who catches melanoma? Who is leading?
Mainly Caucasians.
But why the TV don't tell you that?
Very good question.
Why they don't tell you that on TV? Or I mean, no other race ever has a statistic on them.
But the black race.
But us. We are the only people, and let's say that, for instance, let's just hypothetically speak, let's say those numbers are correct. Answer me. If those numbers are correct, why are we not doing more to stop it?
Right.
If those numbers are correct, then that means that we are the ones that need the most attention. Why we not being given the most attention? Why more programs, more things are not being done to stop this?
Well, not only that, there's a statistic, as I mentioned to you before, that, and I know you have heard of it as well, that more black males are incarcerated than they are in school.
In college.
Now, we know that there are lots of black males in college, especially at HBCUs. We know there are lots of them.
No
I
doubt about
have been to a predominantly, let's say a HBCU college, and I've seen a lot of black males there. Now, whether they graduate or not, I don't know, but they are there.
Right, and we know good and well it's impossible for more people to be in prison than in school. I mean, come on, and I mean, actually, it's too many of us in prison. That's the truth.
Yes.
The truth is, there's way too many of us in prison.
It is.
Now, what they don't tell you.
Well, we know the justice system is unfair on some
I was
things.
just about to say that. What they don't tell you, what they don't speak on is that I could commit a crime and get 2 years in prison, whereas someone of another nationality could commit that same crime and get probation.
Right, no time.
Why they don't get a statistic on that? Why they don't get a statistic on the number of white males or this many males or this male that gets probation for a crime in comparison to the number of black people? Listen, while I was incarcerated, I used to speak to the people that come in on the new, meaning who's fresh into prison. And I realized that it was within the last few years, it was a whole lot of people coming in with first time offenders that was over 60 years old. So I had to ask myself, I said, what the world is going on? So I started asking, what you locked up for? Oh, I got a drunk driving ticket. I got a driving without license ticket. And I'm thinking, what? You mean to tell me you done went from preying on, you actually now at the point where you preying on the elderly. Not saying that driving without a license is a prosecution. It should be take his car.
Right.
You know what I mean. If you're gonna lock them up, take the car. You get caught drunk driving with this many tickets, you lose your vehicle. Mm-hmm. Before you start putting them in prison,
right.
Why would you take a 60-year-old man, never been incarcerated before for no other crime, but he got a drinking problem, and instead of you helping his drinking problem, you lock him up, you put him in prison.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to help him.
Exactly.
Because you're not offering him nothing while he's in prison. It's not mandatory that it's not illegal for the man. Give him an ID. Put an ID where that says not to be sold alcohol. And you know what I'm saying? You take some
try other alternatives.
Other than putting him in prison. This man has never committed a crime outside of driving while incarcerated, but you're going to put him in prison after the age of 60. And I'm talking about so many people.
Oh, wow.
So many people. And like I said, it's not helping. And we got to get to the point where we're trying to help as opposed to punish. Because punishment ain't helping.
Right, especially on offenses like that.
Exactly.
You know, sort of somewhat minor if they didn't kill anybody while driving, you know.
Right.
But some offense, you know, you can do a lot better, at least to make where this guy doesn't, or this woman doesn't have to spend years in jail because of that.
And you're not helping them.
Right.
You're not helping them, and you're not helping this society. I thought the purpose of the system was to help rid society of certain things, and that's not helping, because you got death penalty, and that's still not stopping people from committing the crime.
I know, right?
So if people not scared of dying, they not scared of.
Yeah, some people are not afraid of it. And you
Right.
make a refusal. Okay, I'm not gonna do that again.
Right, but the
I
average
don't want to
person-
die, you know.
Right, but the
then
average
you got
person-
some who really, as you said earlier, some people don't have anything to lose. And we are going to take a break and come back. And I want to talk on the drug thing. You know how it is when, once again, talking about the black face as the poster child for every negative and bad thing
Right.
in society, drugs. We'll talk a little bit on that.
Okay.
All right, beloved, we will be right back. Tonight's guest is Salidio Perez, author of Crying Out to My People. For more information on book purchase, speaking engagement, and more, call 662-388-0674 or visit www.salitiacurry.wix.com or Facebook or Twitter at Salitia Curry. Okay, beloved, welcome back. Just found out that we have 2 minutes. I mean, the minutes have just completely flown by. Now, let's talk about the drugs, because that was one of the things that you were partaking in as a youngster,
Right.
selling drugs and all of that. But apart from that, you know, something else we talked about off camera was that also with the black male more so than anything, his face is a poster child for drugs everywhere.
Right.
But we know that there are other races of people who are selling drugs just as well. They are just not,
Right.
their face are not being plastered over the media as black faces.
I guess in all white neighborhoods, all they drug dealers black too.
I know, exactly.
I guess in every neighborhood, everybody's drug dealer is black.
Mm-hmm.
I guess all the people that do prescription drugs are black. I guess, give me some numbers on that.
Exactly.
I challenge whoever do the numbers, whoever do the statistics, give us a number on who's the leading user of prescription drugs, the leading abuser of prescription drugs.
Got
And let's see in numbers, percentage, which one is abused more, prescription or illegal drugs? And let's find that out.
I'm pretty sure it's prescription.
Let's put a face on it. And like I said, I do motivational speaking. If anybody looking to give me, I could be.
So you could give your number. So you did mention a number early on.
Right.
If it's okay, if you want to give out your number.
I'll give it out. Yeah, it'll be 662-388-0674. That'd be 662-388-0674.
And your name, pronounce it again?
Salitio Perez.
Salitio.
That's right.
Well, that's the best I can do.
That's true.
But on your book, it says what?
Salitio Curry.
And what's the reason behind that?
That's my heavenly father's name, the name in Hebrew, and that's my earthly father's last name.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I tell you what, it has been a plum pleasing pleasure to sit here and sup a little tea with you. 2 shows, okay, part 1 and now part 2.
I enjoy it.
And whenever you get ready to come back, when you do your next book, let me know and you can come back on.
All right.
All righty. Well, it has been real.
Thank you.
All right, beloved, thanks a trip for tuning in, and I will see you next time on the Lady Walker Show. Ta-ta.